All right, so here's the thing. I had a couple of conversations with some people about sharing this content, and there were some people that had a difference of opinion about me sharing this content. Some of them said that, hey, you probably shouldn't share this for free, or hey, a lot of people are paying a lot of money for this. And I was like, yeah, you know what, you're right. A lot of people are paying a lot of money for it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna share what the golden financial formula is. When I think about working with clients, working with business owners, this is a simple formula that I share to really help them go from where they are to where they want to be. Now, I do understand this is gonna seem very, very simple, but I tell people the magic is not in just seeing this and hearing this. The magic is in actually developing a strategy and executing based on this simple formula. Because if you follow this formula, I tell all my clients, whatever goal you want to achieve is is every goal is possible with the right strategy and the right level of execution and the right time and patience. So I tell every business owner, this is the golden financial formula that will help you solve every kind of financial target or goal or problem that you're looking at in your business. And when you learn to think like this will radically change the game for you in your business. And so since I got, I guess you say, a little bit of wise counsel about, hey, you should probably sell this. And I'm like, you know what? That's not what I want to do. Because like I said, the magic isn't developing the specific plan for your business and then executing. So I'm just going to share it. And to be honest with you, I'm not naive to believe that everybody in the world is watching my show or everybody in the world watches my content. If you watch it, great. And I will tell you is share this with as many other business owners that you know, because this is the formula. And I'm telling you that once you grasp this and you understand this and know how to work with this and implement this, it will drastically change things in your business. And then too, I think that, you know what, there's only so many businesses that I can actually take on as a client. So my goal is to help as many businesses as possible. Like some clients, some businesses I will be able to take on as clients because we have the capacity to do it. For some that I can't take on as client, like I still want you to have the information, and I want you to work with your accountant, work with your CFO, work with your finance specialist to figure out how do you work this formula to really see success in your business. Now, before I do that, for those of you that may not know who I am, my name is Terrell Turner. I am a CPA. My background is accounting and finance. I've worked with Fortune 500 companies, companies traded on the New York Stock Exchange or on stock exchange, working a lot with Wall Street analysts and working with tech companies, helping them really go from smaller companies and helping them figure out how do we grow this and how do we get the right financial systems and processes and goals and targets in place so that we can grow. And this is something that I've seen. The formula has repeated time and time again. And again, when I get to that formula, I'm telling you, you're going to be like, oh, that's simple. And I'm telling you, knowing the formula is not the key. It's actually how do you develop a strategy and implement and execute on this formula? Because this is what I've seen happen time and time again with so many businesses that are successful. And then also, outside of my background, I mean, I'm the managing partner of the TL Turner Group, which is a firm that focuses on bookkeeping and CFO services for our clients. A lot of our CFO clients, we're working this exact formula with them. We're working through this, understanding this. And I'm telling you, the clients that once they grasp this and they're starting to implement it, they see tremendous results with it. I mean, their growth and not only just their growth, just their clarity and their understanding about what they need to do and focus on, it completely changes and goes to a whole new level. So I definitely highly, highly recommend this golden formula. So the real question is, okay, all right, Terrell, you talked about this golden formula. And now in this video, I'm going to specifically narrow in on law firms because I got some criticism about this. I'm probably going to do this video. I'm just going to break it down for each industry. I'm going to go industry by industry. All the industries that I'm familiar with, I'm going to go industry by industry. In this video, I'm going to start with lawyers. So if you know a law firm, please share this video with them, because this is the formula to allow them to achieve whatever financial goal they have in their business. So let's jump into the formula. All right. So here is the formula. As I said, it's pretty simple. It's the first thing you want to look at you want to understand, what are the direct costs for you to run your business? Like, when you talk about direct costs, this is, what are the costs that if you had to, support a client, what are all the costs that your firm may incur, whether that's paralegals, whether that's associates? What are those direct costs? Now, this is not the same as, hey, the rent for your office space and stuff like that, because that's not directly tied to you delivering the service to the client. What you want to look at is, what are all the costs that are directly tied to me delivering the service to the client? And then on the indirect side, you want to look at, okay, all right, what are all the other costs that my firm incurs for me to actually just run the operations of it? Like, again, this may be where you have the office administrator, like they fall into indirect costs, the rent, the utilities, like those things fall into indirect costs. Now, also, I would say, now, depending on how you look at it, your marketing expense, some people like try to put it in direct, but I would say is your marketing is going to be indirect, because it's not directly tied to each individual client. It is tied to, the business, the operation of the business. So you want to understand that, and you want to take, okay, what was my direct cost? And then you also want to look at, hey, what was my indirect cost? And then what you want to do is, then you want to ask yourself, okay, all right, next, I really want to look at what is my desired profit. Now, this is the part where I think a lot of people tend to struggle with sometimes, in really understanding, like, hey, you can actually put in there, what do you really want to make? Because once I take what is your direct cost plus what's your indirect cost, and then what is your desired profit, when I combine all those together, I can then get down to, okay, all right, here's what your targeted revenue needs to be. Now, a lot of business owners are struggling because they don't know what their revenue target is. What they're doing is they're just saying, like, hey, I just want to make a lot of money. And I'll ask the question, okay, how much revenue do you need to generate to be able to make that type of profit? If you can't answer that question, then I would say, hey, you got some homework to do. Now, I know most of you are probably not finance professionals. Finance is not your background, which is cool. This is why you work with whoever your finance person is, your accountant, your CFO, however you want to describe them, is work with that person to help you break this stuff down and understand this stuff. Because once you get clarity on what your revenue target is, I'm telling you, light bulbs will go off. Now, here's the part where people said that, hey, Terrell, you should be, this part is simple, but hey, Terrell, this is the part that, hey, I don't think you should share this for free. Again, I'm going to do it anyway. Once you figure out what your revenue target is, the next step that you want to take it to is, you really want to break that down and understand. You really want to understand, what are the target number of clients? Like, how many clients do you need to actually bring in to achieve that number? And see, this is where you take your target, your revenue target, like, how much revenue do I need to bring in to cover my direct costs, my indirect costs, and the profit that I want in my business. And you divide that by the average revenue per client. See, once you divide that by the average revenue per client, what is going to give you an idea is, hey, for you to hit that revenue target, you need X number of clients. And see, that becomes a very, very important thing to know, because a lot of people may back in to figure out, well, I need this much revenue to make my business work. The next question I ask them is like, okay, all right, how many clients does that mean you need to target going after in your law firm? And this becomes amazing for a lot of people, because it starts to provide a ton of clarity. Because most people don't realize is, for you to achieve the goal that you want in your business, you probably don't need as many clients as you would naturally assume. But the thing is, you won't know that if you don't go through and do the math to figure it out, to calculate it, to come back to say, hey, for us to hit a $1.5 million firm, we need X number of clients at this average revenue number. And once you start to understand that and get that clarity, then this is the next step. Again, this is part of the criticism I got but I'm going to share it for free anyway. The next step, once you figure out, okay, what's my target? What's my target number of clients that I need to actually achieve this number? The next thing that you want to do is then you want to look at your sales and your marketing funnel. Because here's how the sales and marketing funnel works. You have a ton of people that I guess that are inquiries, or I guess you say the effort that you put in to have people reach out, whether it's like your marketing, your flyers, whether it's your letters, your emails, whatever it takes to generate those inquiries. So a bunch of people are going to inquire about your services. Not everybody who inquires about your services is going to be a qualified lead. So after you have people who inquire about your services, then some of those people are going to become leads, meaning they are actually people who are more fit for the type of clients that you can support or the type of clients that you're looking for. And from that, less people are going to actually sign a contract and become a client of your business. And then once you kind of get that, it kind of helps you understand, hey, how do I take my target number of clients that I need? If I need, let's say if I need 50 clients a month, then the question, you start backing it up and say, okay, all right, if I know what percent of my leads sign a contract and actually become a client, you start to do the math backwards. If I say, hey, 10% of the people who are leads actually become clients. Now, that's a very low number. So I'd probably say it probably should be something much higher, like let's say 75% or something like that. Let's say 75% of the people who are leads sign a contract and become a client. Then the next question to ask yourself is, okay, what percentage of my inquiries actually become qualified leads? And let's say in that case, let's say 50% of the people who inquire about your services actually become a lead. So once you have those elements and those pieces, based on the last formula that we went through, how many clients you need to hit your revenue target. Then it's just doing the math in reverse and saying, okay, all right, if I know that I need 50 clients a month, how many inquiries do I need to be able to generate to be able to hit that target? When you can put all three of these pieces together, again, the first formula is very simple. Then you want to take it a next step further to figure out, okay, what are the target number of clients? And then next you want to understand, okay, all right, what does that mean for me on the sales and marketing? Like, how many people do I need to actually inquire about my service based on my conversion metrics to actually hit the target number of clients? Now, like I said, knowing the information is not the magic. It's actually developing a strategy and a plan and putting your real numbers in this formula. And I would say go step by step in these formulas and put your actual firm numbers in this formula. And what I will tell you is, once you start to do that and you start to look and understand, where am I spending my time? Am I spending my time in the right place so that I can achieve the real goals that I want? Now, one of the things that I tell a lot of people is this is going to require you to really look and consider, who are you working with? Who are you working with? And when it comes down to your bookkeeping, your accounting, your CFO, however you want to describe it, you really want to pay attention to who are you working with, because your finance professional should be the one that's helping you walk through and understand what this is and pull all this together. So at the end of the day, you as a owner or as a leader of a law firm, you know what your clear target is. At the end of the day, for you to be able to know, okay, if you want to make X amount of money, you need to know, okay, all right, how many clients does that mean? And then how many inquiries do I need to generate for me to hit my target? Because once you're able to do it to that level, what it will do for you is it will dramatically reduce your stress. It will dramatically change the perspective of how you look and how you approach your business. Now, one of the things that I always talk about is that, my firm, the TL Turner Group, we can't take on every business as a client, which is why I'm doing this for free, of giving you the formula. And if you have an accountant that you're working with, you have a CFO, you have a finance person that you're working with, please just share that formula with them and ask them to help you develop that and understand that. Now, if you don't have a finance person that you're working with, or a CFO that you're working with for your firm, definitely reach out to us. We provide, two different types of services. We provide the bookkeeping support as well as the CFO project reviews, where we do a lot of work like this. Like, just last week, I was helping a firm just kind of work through all of the details of their business to really understand, like, hey, here's what you need. Here's the number of clients that you need to hit your targets. And once they got that clarity, I'm telling you, it dramatically changed everything, how they approach their business, how they thought about their business. So you definitely want to work with someone who understands that. Again, if you have a finance person, share these formulas with them, ask them to help you figure out, what does this mean for your business. If you don't have someone, reach out to the TL Turner Group. I mean, leave a comment. You can, go out to the website, the tlturnergroup.com. Actually, I'll put it in the comments where you can go to find us, where you can see, hey, several different things and pieces of information we share for lawyers. But whatever you do, make sure that you get the right help. And then also continue to look out for, finance for business owners, because we're going to continue creating more free content. So stay tuned.